We got a great show for you today. What's up with Shimei Cook? We got you covered with a jam-packed hot news panel, and head volleyball coach here at Fayetteville State, Chynna joins us, and it's someone's 21st birthday. Let's get started. It's time for What's Hot. Here we go. Hello everyone and welcome to What's Hot. Let's get started. It's time for hot news. Joining me today is Dillon, a criminal justice student here at Fayetteville State, and Demyia Garrison, student leader here at Fayetteville State University, and the vice president of McLeod Hall. Hello, Madam VP. How you doing?
I'm good.
Hello, Caleb. Welcome back to the show. Well, let's get started. Some big news happening over this past week. Donald Trump addressed the nation following a deadly plane helicopter crash in D.C. During his speech, Trump discussed a hiring initiative in diversity and inclusion, equity and inclusion, referring to the Biden and Obama administration that this was the reason why this crash happened. Take a listen.
Because they put a big push to put diversity into the FAA's program. Then another article, the Federal Aviation Administration, this was before I got to office, recently, second term. The FAA is actively recruiting workers who suffer severe intellectual disabilities, psychiatric problems, and other mental and physical conditions under a diversity and inclusion hiring initiative spelled out on the agency's website. Can you imagine? These are people that are, actually their lives are shortened because of the stress that they have. Brilliant people have to be in those positions, and their lives are actually shortened, very substantially shortened because of the stress, where you have many, many planes coming into one target.
Do you agree with Trump's comments, Caleb?
I do.
Why?
Because you gotta have the right people in the right positions, and stuff like this don't happen. If you got the right people in the right positions, this don't happen. So if you feel like you have to hire this person, you have to hire this person based on the law, then things like this might happen.
So you think because of someone's race and because someone's gender, it has to do with if they're not qualified, because they're not just going to hire anybody to do anything. They're hiring to bring more diversity into the workplace. Doesn't mean that you're not going to hire someone who is black, but they're black but happen to be qualified as well. That's what the initiatives are.
In the workplace, you should be able to hire whoever you want to hire. Period. Black, white, it does not matter. If you want to hire this person, you choose how you build your team. It shouldn't be rules and regulations to how you choose your team. You pick the people that you want, the people that you feel will work best together. If they're all white, so be it. If they're all black, so be it. If they're all blue or yellow, so be it.
Demyia.
I do agree with him. I believe at the end of the day, someone should be able to hire who they are, whoever they want to, regardless of their qualifications. Well, qualified, obviously, skilled, obviously, in their workplace. But at the end of the day, it really shouldn't matter.
Yeah.
It shouldn't.
Yeah.
So.
Well, let's get into other news. Well, the White House previously announced its plans to pause federal grants and loans. However, a federal judge has now blocked the action. According to the Associated Press, a U.S. district judge blocked the Trump administration's attempted action just minutes before it was scheduled to take effect. This will block the freeze until today, February 3rd. The Trump administration announced the freeze as they were set to begin a cross-the-board ideological review to make sure the federal spending aligned with Trump's recent executive orders. The White House later clarified that Social Security, Medicare, food stamps, student loans, and scholarships were not going to be affected by the freeze. Demyia, do you agree with the White House and Trump's decision to freeze these federal loans and grants?
Well, I will say this. It's a freeze.
Yeah.
It's a freeze, so I
It's
guess
just
it's
temporary,
temporary.
yeah.
It's temporary. So everything happens for a reason. Everything's put in policy for a reason. If he feels that it was a good decision to do, then that's on him. But I feel like, yes, it's panic. It should be panic behind it. It should be panic. I live off of this and this Medicaid.
income, yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Like, what am I going to do? Am I going to be able to live, like, am I going to be able
Yeah.
to live next day? But it's not, I feel like it's not worth as much panic because it's a freeze. You don't know what he's going to do next.
Yeah.
And it doesn't affect a lot. It doesn't affect federal loans and grants. So for the students who
College
are worrying,
students, yeah.
the college students who are worrying, it doesn't affect them. So they have nothing to worry about.
Caleb.
First things first, we must read.
Yeah, reading is fundamental.
When policies and rules come out, you got to read them in its entirety.
Yeah.
You can't just read what you want to read. You can't just take a snippet off the shade room and run with it
Yeah.
and repost it. So, like Demyia said, it was a freeze. It's temporary.
Yeah, temporary, yeah.
And he's not the first president in history to do it. Newsflash.
Yeah. Obama did this.
Several
Yes,
presidents
yeah,
did this.
yeah. You got a fair point.
So we gotta understand what it is. Whenever you come out with executive orders, this many executive orders, typically there's a freeze coming behind it to make sure that the executive orders are being followed.
And I think it's the thing with misinformation as well in regards to just because it's an executive order doesn't mean it's going to get passed. It has to go through the D.C. Court of Appeals. Then it has to go to the Congress and all that stuff. So and if like I said, the federal judge denied the bill or paused the bill until today. So we'll see what happens going forward. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Let's get into some other hot news. Last week, Target announced it's shutting down its major DEI programs and initiatives, diversity, equity, and inclusion. Now, a lot of customers have announced that they are going to boycott Target and actress Tabitha Brown and other Black-owned brands who had products with Target, Amazon, and Walmart. And other major retailers are warning about how these boycotts can make major consequences. Take a listen to Tabitha's soliloquy. Take a look.
If we all decide to stop supporting said businesses and say, I can't buy nothing from there, even the businesses who were affected by the DEI ban, right? What that does is you take all our sales and they dwindle down. And then those companies get to say, oh, your products are not performing. And they can remove them from the shelves and then put their preferred businesses on the shelves. And then what happens to all the businesses who've worked so hard to get where they are?
Demyia, will you be still shopping at Target even though they're getting rid of these DEI initiatives?
I will.
Okay.
And I don't want to, whoa.
Whoa.
Hold on. Don't get me. Hold on. Let me
wait a
explain.
minute. Hold on, wait a minute.
Literally. Wait.
Hold on.
Wait. At the end of the day, hold
Yeah.
on. Target is still it's a store. It's
Yeah.
a store. Now, I can't go by the aisle. I see my girl Tabitha Brown's
Yeah.
products. I'm going to,
Get it,
support because I feel bad. You know, this shouldn't happen. But at the end of the day, Target's a store. If I need something, I'm just going to grab it. I'm not going to, I can't.
Yeah. Caleb.
I agree with that. This law is outdated.
Okay.
Like, you should be able to once again hire whoever you want to hire. Don't get me wrong, Tabitha. People still gonna grab her stuff. The same people that was grabbing her stuff is still gonna be grabbing her stuff. But I'm not grabbing Tabitha's stuff here, and then I need something that Target has.
Mm-hmm.
But since they made this rule, I got to go to Walmart now.
Yeah.
Or whoever didn't, I'm not doing that.
And I think that I agree with what Tabitha said. Just because they're getting rid of these products doesn't mean that you should stop buying, as you were alluding to. You should show that, you need these products. Target needs to have these products because if people boycott Target and all these other retail stores, these black businesses and owners are going to fail. They're going to say, "Oh, well, your product didn't sell," and that's why. But no, I think Tabitha Brown, like she said, she still has a year left on her contract with Target, and she has other stuff with Walmart and Amazon and all that stuff. So she'll be fine. I think it's all in favor where, just get the product that you need. But when I go to Target now, I'm only going to buy black stuff unless it's like groceries. But when it comes to clothes and stuff, I'm only going to support the black stuff because there's a guy, Houston White, black owner. He has I wore a few suits that he has from there on the show here and other products that they have. But I agree with Tabitha when it comes to we got to support our own people. What are you going to say?
I would say this. Also, do your research on what Target you go to. Because
that is true, yeah.
You might, surprisingly, some of these stores that got rid of
DEI.
Yeah, DEI, they may be owned by a black person.
That's true, yeah.
Some of these stores are
franchise, yeah.
Not corporate,
yep.
So you might be protesting from your own brother or
yep,
sister.
that is a fair point. That's a great point. That's a great point. All right, let's get into the hot question of the day. The Super Bowl 59 is set in stone, and the Kansas City Chiefs will take on the Philadelphia Eagles in New Orleans. Who you got winning, Caleb? This is an obvious question, but go ahead.
The Chiefs
Yeah.
will win the Super Bowl. Let me tell you why. It is statistically proven. I'm going to say it one more time. It is statistically proven that birds flying is like humans running. Where am I going with this? Humans can only run for a certain amount of time. Birds can only fly for a certain amount of time. That bird ain't flying no more. The bird has landed.
Bro.
The bird has landed. And I'll never bet
gosh.
against Andy and Patrick Mahomes and Travis.
Okay. Well, Demyia,
Yeah.
I know you're not really into the sports thing, but Super Bowl is a big deal. Are you excited for Kendrick Lamar and SZA? How about that?
Yes,
That's
I am
gonna be a good
excited.
one.
I am excited
Yes.
for that.
Yeah,
But,
they're good ratings. They're gonna be good ratings.
Right.
Not too much on Kendrick and
Lots
Better than
SZA.
Beyonce?
No, or Usher. But they're gonna because Usher's number
Right,
one
right,
rating Super Bowl halftime
Right.
show last
About
year.
to say, exactly.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be good. Now we'll see the choreography and all that stuff. Just hope SZA don't use auto tune. But I think the Eagles are gonna win because they're lacking. They were lacking the last time they played each other in the Super Bowl was 2 years ago, and they lost by I think like 3 points because they didn't have a good running back. They got Saquon. I think that's what I think. They do got Saquon was running like no tomorrow
He did.
versus
He was
the
running.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey.
Horse that run fast can't run long.
You know what?
Okay.
When you got an offensive line like that, I think they have a better offensive line than Kansas City.
Patrick Mahomes.
Okay, that's okay.
All
Can
right.
Jalen Hurts outperform Patrick Mahomes?
I think it all goes down to the defense. That's what I believe. It all goes down to how good the defense will be on the Eagles. That's all. I think the Eagles have a better defense.
The Kansas City has a better team, better coach, better quarterback,
Better,
and better tight end. I'm taking Kansas.
Okay. Well,
better chance.
Better chance. Better chance.
and it's my birthday. Well, now that I'm 21, today's my birthday. Today's my birthday. But yeah, I think that I might bet for the first time on the Super Bowl. Yeah, but I'm gonna bet on.
Just put 100.
I'm gonna not on who's gonna win. I'm gonna put how much I'm think Saquon's gonna have over 100 yards rushing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's I doubt
150.
it. Huh?
75.
75.
75. I'm gonna put 100 yards rushing. Absolutely.
120.
You know you
That
killing
might be
that.
pushing it.
No,
You're killing that with a sledgehammer.
I'm not betting like over $100. Probably gonna put $50 on it. It's my first bet. I'm not
big or
gonna
go
lie.
home.
That's your
parlay?
problem. All right, thank you guys so much for coming on the show. Thanks so much to Demyia and Caleb. You can see much more about them on my Instagram, Shimei Cook TV. Coming up, Coach Chynna Hunt, the volleyball coach here at Fayetteville State, joins us here on What's Up. Stick around. It's What's Up with Shimei Cook. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. My guest today is the FSU head volleyball coach and an alumni here of FSU as well. Please welcome Coach Chynna Hunt. How you doing, Coach Hunt? Welcome to the show.
Thank you, guys. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on. This is a good birthday present for me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Goodness, happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So first of all, how are you? How are you doing? It's been you coming off a great season, your rookie season. You went to the CIAA tournament. You played versus Shaw. Talk about your season. How does it feel? You know, for rookie season, how does it feel?
It feels like a dream. When I first started, the season felt so far away.
Yeah.
So to already be done with the season and finishing strong, not strong as I'd like, but finishing very, very strong feels good.
Yeah.
And, I mean, as soon as we got back to school, we got back to work.
Yeah.
So feeling fresh, rejuvenated, took a vacation, and we're ready to go.
Where did you go?
I went to Charlotte.
Okay.
I was gonna go out of the country.
Out of the country.
Actually. But you know, when you're a coach and you love it, you just kind of want to stay
Yeah.
nearby and get away a little bit. So nothing too crazy, but I'm very glad.
Charlotte's a
to be back.
pretty city.
I love it.
Yeah,
Always there.
yeah.
Always there.
So now talk about what made you want to get in volleyball. You know, you are an alumni. You won championships here with the volleyball team here. What made you want to get into volleyball? Did it start when you were young? Did it start in high school?
It's crazy because I wanted to be a basketball player.
Yeah, because you're tall. So, yeah, I could see you being a point guard or a center, something like
And
that.
it's crazy. I did play basketball. I tried out for the basketball team. Didn't make it.
Okay.
And then my mom was like, why don't you try volleyball? There was a sign. I went to a school of the arts.
Okay.
School of the arts. And you have to try out to get into it. And I got in for theater, actually. And
Wow.
Crazy.
You could
right?
sing?
Well, I tried out for chorus.
Okay.
And then I got in for acting.
Okay.
So I can sing, but I was so nervous. My voice was cracking. So they would not let me in for chorus. But
Okay.
so I got into school of arts, and then eventually mom was like, why don't you try volleyball? And I was like, no. And then eventually I was like, I'll go ahead. So the first time I tried out for volleyball, that was the first time I ever picked up a ball. Ever.
Really?
7th grade, long, lanky Chynna, still growing into my body. And they cut me, and I was so shocked. Like, why are you cutting me? Knowing I had no type of experience in volleyball. So, but I loved it. When I tried out, I loved it, and I enjoyed the tryout. So I told my mom I want to get a volleyball for myself, and we went to Walmart, and every single day of my 7th grade year, because volleyball's in August, so when the school year starts, I was out there in the courtyard just passing to myself, and before you know it, the whole courtyard is in a big circle just passing around the volleyball. And then I tried out my 8th grade year and made it, and it just kind of took off from there.
Now, how does your mom's support help you? You know, because first she's the reason why you got into volleyball, basically, telling you that, to go for it. How did that inspire you?
I mean, my parents are preachers, so they are very, how do I say? I grew up in the church.
Okay.
So I could run a church by myself with my eyes closed, hands tied behind my back. I was never scared to go after something that I wanted. And my mom is a big part of that, seeing her go back to school, become a minister, preaching in front of people as a woman. It was very inspiring, and she always spoke life into me at a very young age.
Yeah.
Now, she would put me in check when it was need be, but she was absolutely supportive from day one. And till this day, they still travel to about every game to come and watch me coach. I don't play anymore, I'm old.
Yeah.
So,
I must say old. Seasoned.
Yeah. So as far as my mom, she actually just beat cancer yesterday.
Yeah, that goes into my next question. You when you first started, you had beautiful long hair, and you cut it in honor of your mom who was battling cancer. Talk about the experience and the story behind her. I know she's a deep part of why you got into volleyball and why you played and now coaching. Talk about the impact of the story about why you cut your hair in solidarity with your mother.
When I first found out about it, I was shocked because my dad had cancer too, and he beat it a couple years ago when I was in grad school in Myrtle Beach. So of course I was shocked. It was definitely an emotional shift, but my main thing that I was focused on was not only her health, but her mental health.
Yeah.
Battling that. And my mom, I have a lot of pictures of my mom when she was younger. She's always had a pixie cut.
Yeah.
Always had a short hair. That's part of the reason why my dad married her, because he loves
Wow,
short hair.
okay.
He calls her Halle Berry, and I'm like, whoa.
Wait, that's supposed to be. Hold on, wait a minute.
But she loves, and hair is a part of, you know, her. Like, she
Yeah.
loved going to the beauty salons and talking and meeting new women, and that was part of her, you know, routine.
Yeah.
And so to see that being taken away from her, I wanted to do something in honor of her. And, you know, I wanted to cut my hair short. I wasn't sure how I was going to look.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure how, you know, my team was going to take it, because my team, they dress me at games. They approve my outfit.
Oh, really? Okay, so let me get this straight. Coach Chynna, when I used to call with Andrew Chapman. I was the color guy. When I tell you, it was like New York Fashion Week every time you and Coach Tyler.
Yes.
It was like that. So your team approved. So your team got a good some style.
They do.
Yes.
My team is very, you know, I like my team to look good. That's
Yes.
why we came out with
New uniforms.
look.
That was good.
Yeah, I designed those myself. I wanted a new look for the team. If they're gonna look good, I gotta look good.
Yeah.
So like, Coach, you need to wear this, this, and this. So next year I'm gonna have a whole new wardrobe.
Okay.
And,
Oh, you got a budget for that now.
oh yeah.
I love that.
Oh yeah. But they loved. They was like, Coach, like, and my team was so supportive.
Yeah.
You know, about my mom and you know, cutting my hair, but I really did it. A lot of people say I look like my mom.
Yeah,
so,
you do.
So
You.
I decided to do it, and I was scared, but I think I'm gonna keep it short.
You pull it off really well. I love it. I love it. South Carolina, right? What made you want to come to Fayetteville State here in North Carolina? What was that like?
Man, volleyball, it's grown so much now, but back then it was still a dog-eat-dog world as far as recruiting. So I had some PWIs looking at me, and I grew up in Charleston, so I went to, you know, the school I went to, I wouldn't say we were the minority, but there was a lot of us, but not too many.
Is that 843?
Yes.
Yeah, 843. Okay. Yeah, okay. I was trying to say. Okay.
So yeah, I was always the only black young lady on the team.
Wow.
And so I was gonna go to another school, and then my former coach, my club coach, knew the former coach here. She came down to check me out at practice, and then I went on a visit, and I went to the Fayetteville State versus Winston game. And
Oh my gosh, that
sold me.
That's
That sold me. But you know, and I talked to my dad, and my dad was like, Chynna, I really think you should be around your culture, learn your culture more, and give it a chance, give it a shot, and you know, just touring the campus and meeting the team and the standard here at Fayetteville State. The high standard here at Fayetteville State has always been here at Fayetteville State. And it shines, and you can tell compared to other schools, Fayetteville State has a very, very high standard, not only, you know, athletics, but academics.
Yeah.
So that's something that stood out to me, and you know, my coach, she was like a mother to me, a second mother to me. I wanted to go away from home, but not too far. But I loved it. Like the Capel Arena, like I walked into the gym for the first time, and I was like, I could really see myself playing in this atmosphere.
Now, your mom went to an HBCU.
She did.
Did that have like an impact on you as well? That little influence, her going to an HBCU?
Not at all. I don't know. Like, she went to Voorhees, and she did tell me, like, yeah, you know, I went to HBCU, and I was like, okay, cool. But like I said, the school that I went to, the only HBCUs we knew about were like Howard and your
FAMUs and
bigger
Spelmans
ones.
and all that stuff.
Exactly, exactly. So I wasn't too knowledgeable of the smaller ones. So when she told me about her school, I was like, yeah, I'll see. I just really wanted to go for volleyball. That was it. I wanted to get my degree, you know, do well in volleyball, and then be out of there. But I came on my tour, and I said, man, I want to be here.
Yeah.
Everyone is smiling and shaking hands, or you know, seeing the students walk into class, going to the caf, and watching everybody interact. And I'm like, the other visits I went to, you didn't
see that.
feeling.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It felt like family.
Basically.
Okay,
and,
I love
know,
that.
I'm a family-oriented person. We're very, very tight. I'm a daddy's girl.
Okay.
So we being a preacher's kid, I grew up with taking in kids from the church who needed help, or I was teaching Sunday school at 13, and then they come back home. Yeah, so we're always having children in our home. We're always trying to give back or be a part of the community. So, and be a family, blood or not.
Now, you and your mom, you're a legacy of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. Now, does that impact, that urge to give back come from your sorority life?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Growing up, my mom would tell me when she, made her decision of what sorority she wanted to be in. And, she said, like, the Zeta Phi Beta, they were always in the community.
Yeah.
They were always in it. They were laid back. They were quiet. They were chill. They weren't doing too much.
Yeah.
But they were always they were doing what the sorority's about. They weren't just wearing
Service.
feathers.
Yeah.
Service. And so that is something that stood out to me. And so when I came here, that's something that I was looking for in the chapter here, and that's absolutely what I saw. They were actually outside doing service and reaching out to those, because that's something that we grew up in. I grew up in is service and going outside the church and reaching out to those who are in need. So it's always been a part. Always been a part of me.
We're gonna have much more with Coach Chynna Hunt when we return. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We are back with Fayetteville State head volleyball coach Chynna Hunt. Coach Hunt, let's get into some more about you. So talk about why this is your first year as a head coach, your rookie head coach at your alma mater. What made you want to, coach in the collegiate level? Because you started as, you worked your way up basically. You started at doing rec volleyball, then, in Myrtle Beach. Now you're here. What made you want to, when you saw the opportunity, what made you say, okay, I got to come back?
I've always been a risk taker.
Okay, all right.
It was scary when I graduated college. I did not know what my next move was. And growing up, I always knew what my next move was going to be. Like after middle school, okay, I was going to high school to play volleyball. After high school, I had a scholarship to play volleyball. Then when I graduated around the COVID year, I did not know what my next move was.
Wow. So that's why you went to grad school? Because you thought, okay.
Yes, so I went to grad school. So, I'm going to go back to school to get my master's. And that's when I really got into it. I started coaching here my senior year of college. I coached at a nearby travel club team here in Fayetteville. Kelly Melvin, if you're watching this, I love you so much. She gave me the opportunity to start coaching a little 15s team. And then once I moved to Myrtle Beach, I started coaching club, coaching high school. I was training a lot of kids. But honestly, and I've always wanted to coach at the college level, did I think it was going to be this soon? No, I did not think it was going to be this soon. But, when I got the opportunity, I wasn't going to let that go by.
Wow.
I don't run away from fear. I run towards it. Like it can look scary. It can look big. It can look giant to me. But we're only here once. And if I have an opportunity to do something big and make an impact and change, I'm going to go for it.
Yeah, and you took advantage of it. You took your team to the CIAA tournament championship, and you didn't take the win, but you still made a big impact versus Shaw and make a big impact in the conference. Talk about how this experience has helped you become the best version of yourself as a coach.
My kids. When I came in, we had a group of kids. And building a bond with them and, bringing in the new kids that we have, it made me realize that you can take something and make it better. There's always room for improvement.
Absolutely.
That's something that we preach to our kids, and that's something that I preach to myself too, for me to become a better version. Like, even if I've mastered it, I don't think there is a such thing as mastering something. There's some sort of room for improvement. I'm a sponge. I want to soak up as much as I can. Even at the highest level of volleyball, those young ladies are still working on basics. Yes, they've mastered it, but they're still sharpening their tools.
It's always work to be done.
Always work to be done. And I have to remind myself that when I get up in the morning, you know, Chynna, there's always work to be done to be better than you were yesterday. And that was a big part of our season this past year, not just practicing for 2 hours and going home. We're in the gym early in the morning or after practice, working as individuals or working in group sessions and really breaking down the skill, the craft, and bettering it and bettering it and bettering it to it's repetitive and second nature. So that's my goal for me to continue to get better and better.
Well, I know it's my birthday, but I want to give you a gift, okay? Right? Can we bring her the gift that we have for her?
What do you have?
Well, a little birdie told me that you love pickles, and I
No,
got you a
did
jar
not.
of pickles.
No, you did
My
not.
birthday present to you.
You know, it's crazy because I
What?
actually ran out yesterday.
Oh my gosh! So
This
look
is-
at that.
I was gonna go to the store after this.
Uh-huh.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
there
I
you
am
go.
a pickle fiend.
Yeah, that's her favorite. That's her favorite snack.
I love,
Favorite.
This
Yeah.
is my pregame
Yeah.
snack.
Yeah.
I don't eat much on game days, but I will eat a jar of pickles
Yes.
on game days. So
A whole jar of pickles.
I wouldn't say
Okay,
half.
okay,
Maybe
half a jar,
Like
okay.
this will be gone
Yes.
in a few hours. Absolutely. Absolutely will be gone in a few hours.
Well, I'm glad that you like it. I appreciate it, Coach. Yeah, no problem, Coach. Coach Chynna, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. It's time for my Hot Spotlight. Today's Hot Spotlight is going to Mr. Jonathan Coley. Mr. Coley is the Community Director for Residential Life here at Fayetteville State, and he serves as the advisor for the Residence Hall Association as well. Mr. Coley, we thank you so much for your contributions to the FSU community. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. It's time for my quote of the day. Before we get out of here, I want to say thank you so much to you guys for watching. I want to thank Coach Chynna Hunt, the head volleyball coach here at Fayetteville State. I want to thank my hot news panel, Demyia, Garrison, and Caleb Dillon for joining me for a great discussion as well. All right, it's time for my quote of the day. On my 21st birthday, it's been a great birthday present being here with you guys. And it's simply this. It's come from Jill Scott. Live your life like it's golden. I'm living my life. I want you to live yours. I love you for watching. See you guys next time on What's Up with Shimei Cook. Bye-bye.